Happy International Self Care Day. My name is Teresa. Welcome to the season 2 of the Infuse You podcast. I am your host, and the goal of this podcast is to help women and young girls fill up their cups. Oftentimes, we are so concerned with helping and supporting others that we forget to take care of ourselves too. My mission is to spread love and joy through movement, education, and motivation. And today is, like I said, International Self Care Day, and we have Miss Hilda Young, is joining us as our special guest today. Hilda is a mother, a wife, an entrepreneur, and she's just created a brand new brand called Self Love Club. So we're going to be talking about that. But before we turn it over to Hilda, I want to give you the definition of self care as defined by the World Health Organization. So they define self care as ability of individuals, families, and communities to promote health, prevent disease, maintain health, and cope with illness and disability with or without the help of a health worker. There are so many people in America that don't have help, that neglect their self care. So that is why we are doing this today on International Self Care Day to bring more awareness to why we need to self care. So, Hilda, thank you so much for joining us today. I'm going to turn it over to you to share a little bit about yourself and your brand.
Hi, T. Thank you so much for having me on your guest. I am so excited to be here and just to bring, just to be able to say hi to the entire Infuse You audience. Hey guys, I hope
Hey.
you are doing good. And just like T said, I call her Teresa, so that might be a little too sweet tea. It all started with sweet tea, and then we just kind of stood with tea. But I'm excited because like you said, Teresa, today is International Self-Care Day. And okay, before we even move forward, do we really need a day? It's like a holiday, right? Do we need that
Right,
holiday to be the day that we practice whatever that holiday represents? And I'm
right.
going to say no, right? Just like any other holiday, do we have to wait? No, but is it a reminder to amplify what that holiday represents? That is where we come in and we say yes. As your self care besties, I wanted to just go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Hilda Young, like T said, and I am on a mission and locked arms with Teresa and an entire team of incredible women who are on a mission to really share the power of one, like sisterhood, empowerment, what community can do, and the impact that it can bring. And our mission really has been focused, though it started as fitness, it we know that self-care is more than just one column, right? And
Right.
so I'm excited to share a little bit more about that here today with you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So, Hilda, what motivated you to incorporate self care as a separate umbrella under your existing business model?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what you're referring to is EDM Body Fitness. So we are a dance party workout, and we are housed in the West Valley in Phoenix. That is where our headquarters are at. That is where the vision began. That is where headquarters lies. But really what it is that we are a dance party workout. So there is a big fitness element, and we are huge advocates, not just that, but really representing what the benefits of what fitness and really being with community and getting just engulfed in the music and allowing it to just move you, to direct you to, maybe it's to pause you, maybe it's to shift you, maybe it's just to amplify and get sweaty, right? Get those dripping in those sweat vibes. And so one thing that we realized is being in fitness, I've been in this game, in this industry for 15 years plus, and I noticed that throughout that entire time with students, with clients, whether it is personal or even as a corporate client, I noticed that the people that were coming to me and really opening up about what self care meant to them, though I only would meet them for whether it was a 30-minute class or a 60-minute class, there was always this wanting of more, knowing that fitness, again, it's just one little piece of element. Self care is more than that. Does it include movement? Does it include those big happy vibes? And really, what fun and how fun we really bring in that fitness element into it. So knowing that we already had an amazing strong foundation with fitness tea, we knew that we had to shed light on what wasn't being shed within the fitness industry. At least with us, we knew there was this jump that had to happen post COVID when the world stopped. A lot of us, a lot of us, and I'm just going to say everybody got affected by it coming
Yes.
out, right? And it's almost like there was this shift that happened where the world almost like literally stopped fearing around, and we're like in the catch up, the aftermath. And so right now what we're really focusing on is, yes, we opened this exciting new, I would say, like a branch out of what ED and body fitness is to where it has and where it's going, which is really focusing on bringing the community and really making an impact where we're at, and just kind of spreading that around and including our neighbors, including our team members, our coworkers, our family, our friends. Really, the meetups that we want to incorporate with the Self Love Club really is that an opportunity to meet up together, an opportunity to really like how I said earlier, come elbow to elbow and be like, you know what? If anything, we learn from what happened to us post COVID. Now that we're on this other side, we know that really aligning body, mind, spirit, what really inspires you, what pushes you, what gets you out of bed, and the last thing that you think about before you close those eyes, it really has to come full circle. Because one of the things, and you include, and so I admire you so, so much in everything that you are doing with this podcast and everything that you put your hands on, T, is because you being part of that healthcare worker, being in that, and when I met you, being in that, just in that industry, in that atmosphere, in those spaces, being able to take that wherever we go, that's powerful. Because so many of us, like you mentioned, don't have access to it, probably don't even know what self-care is. For a long time, I would hear the word self-care, and for many, many years, I thought immediately the word selfish came attached to it. But we know that that is not the case. If anything, self-care matters because, like so many of us, we have that servant heart, especially within the health fields, anything related with wellness, fitness, education, call it what it is, wherever it is that you work or you put yourself in with your skills. We all need a little extra self love, a little tender love and care for ourselves because we so freely give it. It's almost like that battery that is depleted, and it's like, how do we connect that? How do we re-energize and reset
Right.
ourselves, right? So that's what we're here
Exactly.
to do. That's what we're here to show.
Awesome. Now, with all of that, can you share with those that are watching what type of services does the Self Love Club offer to the community?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So one of the branches is our fitness element, right? We touched a little bit about EDM body fitness. One of the services that we do with that, and really with the team, is we're able to provide free movement. We're able to provide movement and fitness programming, and we've been able to do that in any capacity that that specific community is looking for. So if you are looking to bring some movement, bring some education, and bring really a community together, that's one place where we love to ignite and we bring the party vibes with us. And it really is something for the entire family to enjoy. So from all ages to corporate wellness to team trainings, that is something that we love to bring with us everywhere we go. And so that's one thing. Another branch, another element from the Self Love Club is we love to tie in what local community businesses are. I myself, we started as a local business. That is who we are. That is what is in our blood, and that is what we represent. Really being in the community and connecting ways to for it to other businesses to connect with what's going on, right? Because I feel like, and please fill in where you think that might fit in, T, where is being able to bring in different community elements into a big mission statement of be bringing more awareness to self-care, bringing more wellness to moving your body and how fun that can be. And so by connecting local businesses like yourself, like mine, and just really thinking about what wellness companies that are in your community, in your neighborhood, maybe even yours, how can you attach something that is growing in your community, the impact that it's trying to infiltrate within just the different neighborhoods. And so that is something that we really, really are connecting with. And so definitely meeting up at different locations and meeting up at different pop-up locations, and not just that, but incorporating that local community vibe is definitely where we love to be at. So if there's any local businesses within the wellness arena in the Phoenix area, or really anywhere, because we're expanding, we'd love to connect with you and be able to bring in that, just that overall wellness impact to the businesses that are local here.
Awesome. So I couldn't get Facebook Live to work, so I'm trying to make
It's
sure that
okay.
I have my other screen up. I'm gonna copy this really quick so that I can get people to join us here. Sorry. But my next question is,
Yeah.
how can people in the community help to support Self Love Club's mission? So are there ways that they can volunteer? Can they donate? What is it that they can do to help support that mission?
Yes, absolutely. There's a couple ways. And so one thing is, definitely a big way is we're always looking for partners in the community to either donate, just donate, be really being able to donate things that are going to complement the really what it is that we're doing. And so if it relies within wellness, within movement, within health, and really being able to push the benefits to that, we're all for connecting and really collaborating, because collaborations are huge, and that is where we thrive. And we know that when we're able to bring two communities together to be able to serve those two communities at the same time, that is always such a fun way to be able to bring, again, that community element into it. Like something that we do really great at, to give you an example, is when we partner with Westgate out in Glendale, Arizona, we bring in that community signature landmark that you can see out in the West Valley. And we bring in that fitness element. And when you marry those two together and be able to bring, like I mentioned, serve two communities at the same time, it's magic. So yeah, so I would say the best way to get in touch with us, if anybody is interested in collaborating and just being a partner and be able to even just know how to grow your business by involving that, feel free to give. You can actually just you can email myself at Hilda Young, and that's Hilda Young Fitness at gmail.com. And yeah, we'd love to hear from you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Hilda. So, what self care activity would you recommend for someone that's new to implementing self care into their daily routine?
Oh, I love this one because there's so many. It's like, okay, the flavor of the day is the flavor of the day is something that right off the bat that clicks to me is a quick anywhere from, my goodness, it can be from 3 minutes. And let me see if you guys can see where I'm going. It can be for 3 minutes. It can go for as long as an hour, and it's called music. I think music is a huge tool that we can use. Whether you go for a quick 3 minute walk, a 3 minute dance, and just shake your booty as much as you can for the entire song. Let me tell you, by the time that you are done, again, whether it's 3 minutes or an entire playlist, which I'll tell you a little bit about right now, all you need sometimes is like one song to really just get you moving. Sometimes it's as simple as a stretch where you go from head to toe, all, gently, of course, all the way down, or really shake things up, move around your house, turn up the jams, or turn it up in the car and just jam out. Or as quick as a couple walks around your own block. I do all three. T, which ones are your favorite? Because I know you are on it with the self-care.
Well, my favorite one is music, and one of my favorite songs that gets me going is Just Fine by Mary J. Blige, because when life throws the crazy days at you, she
Yeah.
reminds me that everything's going to be just fine. So once I put that song on, I can reset my mindset and get back to my day. I also like taking long, hot bubble baths.
Hmm.
That relaxes me, and I actually play music while I'm in the bath. Sometimes I'll light candles, but right now it's too hot in Arizona. A
I
hot
know,
bath
right?
is hot enough. So you can't add candles until the winter time.
I'm
It's
gonna
too
start
hot.
tossing ice cubes at you.
But yeah, taking a hot bath with the music playing and the candles, and then of course
Yes.
dancing. This morning, I celebrated my self care day by doing a morning workout before I
Yay.
started my day, and I incorporated strength training, but I also did a lot of dance. So
Yes, I feel like dance, and really, just because it's it's the quickest, most funnest thing that you can do really
yes,
anywhere. It's such a
right,
fun thing to do. And if anybody that's listening, if you are looking for a playlist to either ignite you, like you want your hype squad next to you, click on we'll share it here, but it's if
yes,
you follow us on Instagram at EDM Body Fitness, on our link tree, you'll be able to see a couple of playlists. So whether you want something hype or if you want to calm down and really catch your breath, there's two playlists on there that complement each other really, really, really great. And really it just depends on what is it that you need at that moment. And I think as long as we stay focused, T, on just the overall message of self-care really means something different to every single person. I've actually
right.
been doing this survey question for going on not we're going on 9 months. Just this one specific question of what does self-care mean to you, and then the answers that I continue to get. No, none of them are easy. Not to say not easy. That's not the word. None of them are the same. May some of them like definitely correspond and correlate to each other, absolutely. But self-care fluctuates. It's not linear. It's think of it as like a roller coaster because it replicates and it mirrors life. You're having a great day, right? But not every day is like that peppy, that good vibe, that
Nope.
that type of day. We have those, right? We have those down spirals for whatever it is that happens to us. Life happens. But even then, knowing that music can be a very, very helpful tool, whether you're, you know, depending on which side of the spectrum that you are and what is it that your intuition, that your body, that your mind, that your heart, what is it telling you? And I think if we really take a moment to think about that and really reflect on, okay, what am I needing right now? Not just up here, but like, what is my body telling us? Because sometimes we miss the signals that our body is telling us. We miss the signals that our mind is telling us, the burnout warnings that we get, especially for the everyday busy woman. There's a lot of flags that sometimes we've missed. There's a lot of flags that I've missed. And do we feel it? Do we see it come into our life when it's been neglected? The answer is yes. The
Yes,
answer is yes. And
absolutely.
so our part of our mission is to be able to just bring more awareness of that, open the conversation to it, create space for self-care, and really just continue to share that message that just know that self-care is so, so important.
Awesome. Now I'm going to share a little secret that I know about. I know you're going to give us a little bit more detail, but there is a self-care guide that you're currently working on. Can you spill the tea and let everybody know what's going on with that?
Yes. Okay, fine. We're going to spill the tea, and this is the perfect podcast to do it at, sweetie. But we are, so Team EDM Body Fitness and the Self Love Club, we are working on a very, very special digital interactive self care guide for the everyday busy woman. So that is going to include all of us, right? And we all have our different backgrounds, but something that there's many things that you can actually expect. And so what I will say is that it is going to be dropping in September. So my Virgo
Yay.
babies, oh yeah, we are getting ready for that. But, or who knows, maybe it might launch a little bit sooner. Who knows? But the point is that we really wanted to bring something together where we not only share about, like what we do, right? The services and all of that. That's always bonus and that's always something that we're always working on. But we wanted to put something together that really focused on the everyday busy woman, because whether you're a mom, whether you're working corporate, 9 to 5, the side hustle, or an entrepreneur businesswoman, we know that life is busy, juggling all of the responsibilities. So now more than ever, we really wanted to put something together to guide, to help, to be a tool, to be a resource for that everyday busy woman. Because we knew that what we didn't want to do was make it feel like we're tackling something more in addition to what crazy life is already is. So in that guide, you're going to find tips, you're going to find guides on maybe something new that you haven't tried, but you will be trying once you get this self-care guide. So definitely look out for that. And we'll be dropping all the details on our social media platforms. So that's to come.
Yay! All right. So, being that it's International Self Care Day, how did you celebrate this amazing day, Hilda?
I feel like
What did you do for yourself?
it's been a weekend, you guys. It's almost like we've been celebrating the entire weekend. For me right now, like literally right now, today is I'm out in San Diego. So I took the family and I, we took a little trip out of the house. We came over. We're in San Diego. It's also hot here, but we wanted to just kind of break. And for me, breaking from like the routine, breaking and being able to be in a different environment where I thrive in like the different elements. So we're very outdoorsy. I love being around the beach, being in the forest, and just really in natural elements. And so these last couple of days, and for a couple more days, we're going to be doing that. So that and listening to this top playlist, these playlists that we have, but that always just kind of brings it together for me. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I know that every time you guys travel, you always do something that's outdoors.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
one of
And
your
that took
favorite things.
time. It is, you know what? And it takes time to even really one, it takes time to try things. It takes an open mind to try newer things too. But I think that it's also really good to know what does work for you, what doesn't, right? I think we kind of hit those kind of quick, but what does work and creating a routine for yourself in the different seasons that we have throughout the year, right? Life is, we know when our busy season is and when our lighter season is. And right now, we're gearing up for what the busy season is going to bring. So definitely making that time and really shifting into that slowing down to be able to make space for what's to come. Yeah, more self care time for sure.
Awesome. Now, this podcast was created to help fill up the cups of women and young girls. So, can you share with us one thing that you do to fill up your cup? Just all by
Yeah,
yourself.
all by myself. I really love having moments by myself, like by myself in solitude. And when I have those moments, I try to have them right at the beginning of my morning and right before I go to sleep. If I can get quick one, a quick like 60-second breath break throughout the day or a couple of those, then that's where I'm headed. Then that's where you'll see me at. But definitely is really working those little time and those spaces in for myself because in those moments I meditate, I pray, I stretch, and I just kind of I do a lot of reading too. So but that's part of the prayer part of it. So it's just really building that routine for myself and it is something incredible. So definitely create something for that.
Yes, I do a lot of trying to just find small moments to myself just to be in
Yeah.
silence. Nothing
Mhm.
special going on, just to reflect
Yeah.
on the time and the present because we're not
Yeah.
promised tomorrow. So we got to reflect on where we are
Absolutely.
right now. So,
Absolutely. It's those micro doses. I always call them, it's those small but mighty moments for sure. Yeah.
yes. Oh, I just got something saying that we're great. Oh, this is from Armida. Thank you,
Oh,
Armida.
thank you, Armida. Shout
I
out to
don't know how I can't.
Armida.
I know it says that she sent me a screenshot. I don't know how I can't see her. Oh, here we go. Let's see. Armida, she says she loves you. Yay. Thank you,
We
Armida.
love you, Armida. El Paso.
Okay.
Shout out to El
Yay. Shout
Paso.
out to El Paso. Let's see. I think there might be, is there anybody else in here? It says there's 4 people, but I don't know who the other
Ooh,
person is. So whoever else is watching besides Armida, let us know if you have a
yeah.
question. Thanks so much, Armida. She's hit me up on Facebook. See, I'm glad I had that dual screen so I could see
Oh, yeah.
Facebook,
Oh,
even
yeah.
though we can't go live. But so Hilda, this question is going to probably be. I mean, I know the answer, but I want you to share. And I know you're probably going to be like, T, really? But what is one thing that you do or some things that you do to inspire others? I'll share my story about that, but I'll let you answer first. I'll let you answer first.
I'm like, T, really? You
Just pick
know,
one thing. Just
I
pick one
know.
thing.
Ah, okay. Well, I think it's I feel like it goes back to at least what it's feeling a lot more lately, like this year, is that a lot of what I do is almost like something that I feel like that I've needed first. It's almost like fill my cup, feel and look and find what I need, and then I take it in, and that allows me to expand, to grow, to elevate, right? And there comes a point where I'm like, I'm not a type of person that likes to stay by myself when I find something or as I'm climbing up, right? And whatever mountain it is that we're trying to climb. I'm somebody that loves to bring people with me. And so that if I see and if they share that, you know what, they're heading the same direction. I'm like, well, why do we need all these lanes? Like if you're with me and if I can help you in any way, shape, or form, lock arms and it's go time. And I think that you've seen that in so many different ways. And I guess that's kind of like what comes to me is that when I find a door and if I find that it opens for me, I want to bring somebody and I want to leave that door open so that somebody else can also learn, grow, benefit, connect from. So it's the I rise, you rise, we rise mentality. Yeah.
Awesome. So Sandra is also watching us live. She just said, "Hello, beauties. I appreciate you
Hi,
guys being supportive
Sandra.
and sharing your personal experiences." Thank you, Sandra. We appreciate you
Oh,
for joining us
love you,
today.
Mama.
So, for those of you that don't know, I know most of you that follow Hilda and I, if you're in Arizona, you know this story. But for those of you that are watching from other parts of the world, Hilda is one of the few women who inspired me to do the things that I'm doing today. It started 5 years ago at Fitness in the District, where I met her at the community event that she referenced earlier. And without her inspiration and her kind words, her love on me, I wouldn't be doing this podcast. So it all
Mm,
started from there, from me getting into fitness, learning about fitness, becoming a group fitness instructor, and all the things I've got to do with Hilda and EDM Body Fitness. So I just want to give you a big shout out. I know that I always tag you in everything when I share, but I want to personally thank you for all of the jewels that you've shared with me along the way, like you said. So now that I'm able to branch out on my own and do things that I want to do with the community, like this podcast. So I just want to give you a big shout out. Thank you so much.
oh, thank you, T. Love you, Mama. Mwah.
All right. So my next question is, let's see. Oops, I got out of the wrong screen. So Hilda, while you have everyone's attention, what else do you want to share specifically about self-care or
Mhm.
anything else? You have the floor. What else do you want to share?
Yeah, what I think what it is it's really just important to know that it's important to be with like-minded individuals. I think a lot of the people that we talk to and then the audience and our students and our client, whatever it is that you want to call them, is something that we become magnets to, right? And I think as long as we continue to share who we are, continue to be our own like authentic self and bring just the value of knowing that other women are out there also wanting to get in that climb, also wanting to move out of the back seat and into the driver's seat. And many times that self-care doesn't come with us. And I think that I think this is leading into being a mom and an entrepreneur and being able to really navigate what balancing that is. It's going to look different for every single person. And not just that, when you feel like you found your routine and you feel like you're on it, boom, something changes and it's like, okay, here we go again, out with
Yep.
that plan, and we're going to have to adjust adjust and kind of take it by the horns. And I think if we just knowing that the people that I surround myself with are ambitious. And I think that the more clear that we become on where we want to go and where we're headed, being able to bring others along with us who are on that mission of whatever impact it is that they are here to make on this earth, it's so important to surround yourself with like minded women, like minded, not just that, but people that are going to inspire you, people that are going to make you feel like you are supported, and not anything else. I think that's important is being able to set like the healthy boundaries so that you are able to flourish and thrive in your own element and not be nobody else but yourself.
Nope, I absolutely love that. I know a lot of people say, well, how do you do all these things you do? You have to find balance.
You
And if
do.
it's something that you love to do, you're going to make it happen. Some days
Yeah.
I'm tired and I'm like, why did I sign myself up for all of this? But the joy that I get from doing all the things and giving back to people in
Yeah.
the community, it really helps me. And something that you talked about earlier about filling up your cup. I did an interview with my company, Honeywell, about being a caregiver. And they
Yes.
told me, like, how do you do all these things? And where do you find the energy? And I told them that the self care is important, now more than ever, because
Yeah.
I can't give from an empty cup. And so,
No.
for everyone that's watching this podcast, remember that you cannot give from an empty cup. So, you have to take those moments, like Hilda said, even if it's 60 seconds to take a deep
Mm-hmm.
breath or 2 minutes to go hide in a corner where nobody can
Yeah.
see you,
Go to
where
the
you can just
bathroom. I'll be back.
be that, so that you can just be to yourself, whatever it may be. We cannot give from an empty cup. And I know for me and for Hilda, there are a lot of people in our lives that depend on us.
Yeah.
The things that we do, they rely on us to come through for them. So we have to make
Hmm.
sure that we take care of ourselves before we can be able to help them. So
Can I add one last thing in there
yes,
too? Just
yes, go
because
ahead.
it goes around. Okay, let's just say this: self care also means having a good cry, a good cry.
Yes,
Because how many of us hold it, and hold it, and hold it, and then somehow that holding it in becomes a suppression. Somehow that
yes,
keeping it in becomes more of like a bulldozer that keeps getting shoved in. And that is so important to acknowledge. And that goes back to feeling what your body is feeling and
yes,
letting it know that, you know what, it's okay to drop the guard right now. It's okay to drop it in front of others. It's okay to cry in front of others, even though maybe in the past you were shamed for it. Maybe even if in the past you were talked negative about, you were excluded, whatever. Those are some of the things that have happened to me. But still being able to be your authentic self and being okay releasing in front of people that you feel trustworthy about. Or sometimes it's not even going to become that. Maybe this has happened to me where I cry in front of a stranger, but for some reason that moment happened, and then that person and I end up connecting, and we've remained friends. Like, you just never know. But I think at the end of the day, it's allowing yourself to bring that wall down. Like, bring it down, because the more that you allow yourself to be seen in your element, and in those moments where we need to just let it go. And I thank you, T, because you've seen a lot of those. Thank you for allowing the space. Thank you for letting me be your guest on this incredible podcast that you have, and the downloads and all of that. I wish you all the success, love, and everybody that's on here. Thank you for being on here. I really, really appreciate you. Mwah.
yay. And I know Hilda didn't share it, but I'm wearing my self love club shirt. Let me see if I can back
Let
up
me
so you
see.
guys can see.
Shake them up. Shake them up. Shake them
So
up.
this, so if you follow Hilda, you can find out how you can get your very own Self Love Club Arizona shirt, tank, hoodie
Yay.
when it's not hot. We
When
can't
it's
wear
not
hoodies
hot.
right now,
I
but it's not
know.
hot. So Hilda, thank you so much for joining. Today we talked about self care, and I want to thank everyone, like Hilda said, for joining us. Whether you're watching this live or you're going to listen to the replay once it's posted, I'm going to try to get that done tonight because I know some people are probably saying, dang, I missed it. I want to get on. So I'm going to download it as quick as it'll let me download it and post it so that you guys can watch the replay.
Mhm.
Hilda, thank you for being here today.
Love you.
So you can follow EDM Body Fitness, as Hilda said, on Instagram and Facebook at EDM Body Fitness. Next week, I'm going to be talking about International Day of Friendship. I love national days, and I know some people think it's corny, but I have a story. Like every national day that I find and I pick, I have a story behind it, and I want to share that story through this podcast. So next Sunday is International Day of Friendship, and I'm going to be sharing about my 28-year friendship with my best friend Marcella. She doesn't know this, so when she sees this video, she's going to know. But sometimes there's that one person that you don't know that you're going to have this long lasting relationship with. And she was one of them that I met in high school. Didn't know how it was going to turn out, but God blessed us to be here 28 years later. And I just want to share the ups and downs and how friendships can last. You got to put in the work to make them last. Okay. Let me check the chat. It looks like somebody posted something. Oh, Sandra just said, thank you, ladies. Okay. Thanks, Sandra. So tune in next week. It won't be a live broadcast, but it will be on Sunday. The episode will be available at midnight, so you can watch it or you can stream it on all the podcasting apps. You've been listening to the Infuse You podcast. I hope that something was said today that will help you along your life journey. Until next time, continue to do you, be you, infuse you, and be blessed. Bye, everyone.